Now that we know what your 4 pillars are and how sales and marketing work together throughout those 4 pillars as we move a lead to front-end offer to client, we need to know, how do you determine if that was a success? So we've got to be able to measure these things and determine some metrics that say, hey, you did a great job, or no, you need to work on this area. And that's the beauty of the 4 pillars as we look at this sales and marketing pipeline, right? Is that it'll identify bottlenecks in your marketing and or sales process by looking at numbers. So we want to track this. So let's start with leads, right? So leads, we need to define that, and that's someone that has raised their hand and given you information saying that they would like to learn more, or that they're ready to take the next step. And so that next step might be scheduling a success session or a sales consultation with you. That next step might be registering for a front-end offer or a challenge with you. It might just be opting in to your newsletter, if you're using email marketing, to say, hey, I'd like some more information. And so each of those leads is going to have a little bit different marketing position that we have with them, but they've all, and they're a different level of lead as well. Right? Somebody that just buys the front-end offer right out of the gate, that is a really highly qualified lead. Somebody that just opted in might need more nurturing. So marketing might have to do more work within your business. You might have to do more marketing for that person to move them along. But what we want to do is we want to track how many people gave us information in a given month. And we're tracking this weekly. So every week, you're going to know how many leads you got in your business, how many people gave you their information. And it's really critical that you define leads really tightly within your business so that now you can break it down. And as we get into more advanced strategies later, you know different marketing channels or where these leads came from so that you know where to focus your attention. But for right now, we're just going to look at leads at a global sense. And you need to know how many each week. And you're going to set a monthly goal to know how many leads I got, how many people gave me information. From there, you want to know how many of those leads took you up on your front-end offer. So how many of them bought into your challenge, your trial, your jumpstart, whatever your introductory offer is. And if you don't have one, I highly suggest that you create one. And so you want to know how many of them moved into that stage. And then finally, you want to know how many of your front-end offer clients actually sign up into your core offer. Right, those are the 3 big keys when we look at marketing in terms of this pipeline, or your 4 sales and marketing pillars. And then when you look at retention, you're going to look at how well are you marketing to your clients to keep them around? Are you getting them to renew? Are you getting people to leave? If so, what could you do better? And so each of these numbers tells you something a little differently. You know, from lead to front-end offer, you want to convert about 75% of your people from a lead to front-end offer. Now that number is accurate, the 75%, if you're very reactive within your marketing. So this is a reason that trainers have elevated numbers and statistics sometimes, is because they're very reactive in their marketing. They're just getting the leads that come to them. They're not actually out there attracting more leads. And so if you're only getting 10 to 15 leads, 75% into the front-end offer is probably a pretty good ratio, because those leads have already pre-qualified themselves. The better you get at marketing, as you scale this up, your lead number is going to increase. So as it increases, so as we get to 50, 60, 70 leads a month, your number to FEO is probably going to go down. And you're probably looking at somewhere between 40 and 50% as a target. The number or the target for the percentage that go from lead to front-end offer isn't as important as looking at trends over time. So you want to look at the trends over time and say, okay, of all my leads, say in a quarter. So if I look at 3 months together, if I had 100 leads, how many went into my front-end offer? Because you'll have some trailing people come in on this. So it's not just going to be month to month that this is all happening. So only looking at it in a 1-month snapshot may not give you the entire picture. You need to look at it over a quarter, potentially over an entire year as you build this out. But it starts by doing this and measuring every single week. So what that's going to tell you is lead to front-end offer is going to tell you, how well is my marketing moving people to my initial offer? Is my initial offer good? So is that front-end offer really good? Is it targeted specifically to my ideal client? Is the messaging right? You need to evaluate that. And then you also need to look at, maybe I'm not getting really good quality leads. But don't always filter to that. Like, there's a lot of reasons for these things. Then from FEO to CO, so front-end offer to core offer, you're looking at how well are you converting? How well is that initial experience for that person? Are they getting the results they want? Do they love your program? You should be converting a high number of your front-end offers into your long-term core offer. Right? And so we look at usually a 50% ratio there for close rates. Some have quite a bit higher than that. Again, the more front-end offers you have, usually the lower that percentage is going to go. So you need to look at progress over time. You need to set a benchmark for yourself. And then you also need to then look at what's my retention rate. And so we always aim for 100% retention rate. That might seem kind of outlandish, right? I'm never going to keep all of my people. But that's the goal. You want to set a really high goal. If it falls below 98 to 96% of your retention rate, so you get more than 4 out of every 100 clients leaving every month, you need to take a really good hard look at what your offer is. Are you marketing to clients to keep them around longer? Maybe you're missing something in the experience or the renewal. So each of these metrics, so each of these 4 pillars tells you something when you look at the conversion rates between, and that's how you measure your success. You do this by setting goals, and we'll talk about this in a later video, by setting goals and working backwards through to determine exactly how many leads I need to get. And then it's just a numbers game. And when you can play the numbers game, you can have incredible success in your marketing.